Oh, I guess I saw whatever it was. Anyway, I just want to... We were supposed to be doing a creative stream, but my friend wasn't feeling too good today, so I chose to do this. Equally creative, perhaps. We'll see. I just want to sort of see where it takes us. I know this game has been out for a little while now, so I'm not playing anything new. It's just, it hasn't been until just recently that I've actually been able to play any games like this. Hi, Jason. You found me. Finally. We've been waiting for you for such a long time. Notice my thought had the icon. Look for this. Look out for the others with this. We're here to show you what you're doing, what you're able to do, and help you navigate everything. Good luck. Okay, so those unlock abilities. Hi there, goat. It would appear that I cannot up mountain. I want to go to whatever this thought bubble is. As long as you can keep moving in any direction, you choose. That will take you where you need to go. Alright, so there's another thing over here that says that, and they say that by collecting them I should get abilities. There's two of them. More reindeer. Wait, there was two over here. One of them turned into this thought bubble. More sheep. My favorite spring. It's really magical. There are moments of great beauty in its little rhythms. Is there just like a... Yeah, it's like a lion hanging out in the middle of all the, hanging out in the middle of the sheep. Here's some goats and reindeer? It's like it actively tries to stop me making a collision. Why would they disappear? Everything sings. Singing is how things communicate. Singing helps find things or avoid one another. It depends. It deepens bonds between some things and separates others. It's how things announce their existence. So, sing. Sing all day long. I want to hear what you sound like, and so does everything else. If other things hear you, they might sing back. I'm singing. Look closely and you'll find what you're after. Don't get discouraged. Everything is here to help you. Hello, friend. As you wander around, you might feel sometimes a bit lost. That's normal, and you don't need to worry about it. Lots of things have passed through here and felt the same, but eventually everything finds what it's looking for. Alright, let's find some more thoughts. This tree looks like it's a deep thinker. There was a thought. How far back do you think sheep go? You might not always feel it, but you took trillions of years, trillions of generations of sheep getting mixed up all the way back to forever. It's incredible you made it through and finally arrived here. The other sheep around here are reflections of you from back then, each with their own dreams and their own lives to live. Wow, I'd really like to be able to read properly. As you meet other sheeps, you'll sometimes feel inseparable from them, and find where you really start and end is up to you. Other sheep nearby, join them by pressing or holding V when close. Okay. So, we just need to find them. Locate the nearest flock. Hello, friends. Are you sheep? Remember this place and remember what you are. Keep it in mind as you go beyond here. You might need to find a way back to it. You're off on a great adventure. I wish I could join you. Maybe one day I'll be able. I found more sheep. I want a massive flock. I will collect all of the sheep. They're goats. Damn it. Quickly, there's a thought over here. There you are. Over time, you might find there's no right or wrong path to take here. As you explore, you might feel that parts of you need to go their own direction, because you can't control everything at once. At least, not yet. Try letting go of a few things. 1, 2, 3. But I want you back. The sheep will rule the earth. I find this oddly humorous. This'll all make sense. Don't give up. Keep looking and you'll find it. The wild pack of sheep roams the grasslands, looking for a place to dwell. Some things will help you on your journey. Other things are just thinking about themselves and the situation they're in. You can trust all of them or none of them. It's up to you. Sounds a lot like life. So you want to be a hermit and go live by yourself? Away from all the hustle and bustle? I doubt it, my friend. You'd rather just have this be known about you, especially among the same sheeps you say you want to avoid. Using solemnity to gain the approval of others will achieve neither. Think I'm a selfish sheep? I'm going to get every cell in my brain, one by one, and put them somewhere else. Somewhere you'll never find them. Okay. The sheep will continue living. I'm living it. Are you living it? I feel like Rocky Mountain elks are better at living it than sheeps. Ah, we're the best. Those are just goats. Damn it, I know there's a thought up there. I can't view it. It makes me wonder if I'm doing anything wrong by having all of the sheep with me. Oh, I can get that one. All the plants and little creatures are here for you, or are you here for them? It's hard to imagine that everything could be here for each other, because you can only see things from a sheep's perspective, just as I can only see things from a palm lily's perspective. But if you want to, you can always see things from a little thing's point of view. Try it. Get close to something small, hold down, and select using... Okay. I am a cricket. My friend, looks like you've seen things from a little thing's point of view. Now you might be wondering what it's like to see things from the other way around. To see things from bigger things' point of view. Out of all the points of view you find, which one is the right one? That is a weird sing. You are Rusula Emedica. Might seem pretty here to you, but it's a living hell for me. Every corner of the place is nothing but danger and humiliation. I need to pack my bags and get the hell out of here. It's pretty cold for a spring afternoon. At least that's what I heard. I'm 3 weeks old. I like that our sound of singing just sounds like rubber. I've been making my way along this one direction now for 13 years, but have no idea where I'm supposed to be going to. I wonder if it kind of just loops because I'm on like the small side of things. All right, well, let's find something a little bit bigger. I'm grass now. You are rough grass. What there is.
I find it a little difficult to say what the subject matter of this seminar is going to be, because it's too fundamental to give it a title. I'm going to talk about what there is. Now, the first thing, though, that we have to do is to get our perspectives with some background about the basic ideas which influence our everyday common sense, our fundamental notions about what life is about. Ideas of the world which are built into the very nature of the language we use and of our ideas of logic and of what makes sense altogether. And these basic ideas I call myth, not using the word myth to mean simply something untrue, but to use the word myth in a more powerful sense. A myth is an image in terms of which we try to make sense of the world.
All right, so what can I be that's bigger? I like the way that things move. I am a Rumix. I'm a bit vain sometimes. I should stop thinking about myself. But what else is there to think of? Let's absorb into the mind. Press M to open it. All rather musical. Other arachnids around here are like the spring. But I wish it was over. Life is already hard enough. I was bored yesterday for half a second, and I felt great after it. I'd love to be bored all the time. Only a few things get to be bored. Drusilla Amedicas live forever until they die. How true. I'm back to a sheepy. Oh. I have my horde. I want to become bigger. What does it sound like if I sing? You are a rock. Medium. I'm a literal freaking force of nature right now. I want that. A world that peoples.
You, as a human being, you grow out of this physical universe in just exactly the same way that an apple grows off an apple tree. So let's say the tree which grows apples is a tree which apples, using apple as a verb. And a world in which human beings arrive is a world that peoples. And so the existence of people is symptomatic of the kind of universe we live in. Just as hair on a head is symptomatic of what's going on in the organism. But we have been brought up not to feel that we belong in the world. So our popular speech reflects it. We say, I came into this world. You didn't. You came out of it. We say, face facts. We talk about encounters with reality, as if it was a head-on meeting of completely alien agencies, and the average person has the sensation that he is a somewhat that exists inside a bag of skin, the center of consciousness, which looks out at this thing and what the hell's it going to do to me? I recognize you. You kind of look like me, and I've seen myself in a mirror, and you look like you might be people. So maybe you're intelligent, maybe you can love too. And perhaps you're all right. Some of you are anyway. You've got the right color of skin, or you have the right religion, or whatever it is, you're okay. But there are all those people over in Asia, Africa, and they may not really be people. When you want to destroy someone, you always define them as unpeople.
That's interesting. Oh, I want to be whatever this is. I feel like I move like a ship through the ocean. I'm a white rock. Medium. I have friends now. Story time. 32 years ago, for a period of exactly 11 seconds, I forgot that I was going to die. Oh my. Alright, I'm going to be these now. Which is actually a dissension. You are layered rock. Life mostly involves going in and out. Going out and entangling yourselves with others. But I want to show you another way of getting mixed up. A very beautiful thing you can do that's called dancing. dance is to move in a pattern and not towards anywhere in particular. To make yourself the destination and to enjoy never quite arriving. Dancing always takes two, but the more the merrier. Everything dances a little differently, so try doing it with different things. I need to find a friend. Oh, here's my hoard of rocks. A new layered rock is ready to be born. Press X. So, dancing is sex. That's cute. Now you got it. Well, I can sit here and make baby rocks all day if I wanted to. But first, I think I'm going to become whatever this is. Wait, what am I? I didn't quite pick the right thing. You are Yucca Gloriosa. So it would appear that I can't become that. Anyway, I saw another part of the thing over here. I'm a tree. I'm a fan palm.
We have this hostility to the external world because of the superstition, the myth, the absolutely unfounded theory that you yourself exist only inside your skin. Now, I want to propose another idea altogether. Billions of years ago, you were a big bang. Now you're a complicated human being. But so we define ourselves as being only that. If you think that you are only inside your skin, you define yourself as one very complicated little curlicue, way out on the edge of that explosion, way out in space and way out in time. And then we cut ourselves off and don't feel that we're still the Big Bang. But you are. Depends how you define yourself. You are actually, if this is the way things started, if there was a Big Bang in the beginning, you're not something that is a result of the Big Bang. You're not something that is a sort of puppet on the end of the process. You are still the process. You are the Big Bang, the original force of the universe coming on as whoever you are. See, when I meet you, I see not just what you define yourself as, Mr. So-and-so, Miss So-and-so, Mrs. So-and-so. I see every one of you as the primordial energy of the universe coming on at me in this particular way. I know I'm that too. But we've learned to define ourselves as separate from it.
Let's try... Okay, let's try to get a bit bigger. And pom-pom pine. Oh. I appear to be a continent. I like the way that it moves. You are a rock continent. Oh, I like that snow even gathers on me. Oh, I found another rock continent. What are those things? I appear to be a planet. You are a green planet. I believe you're Saturn. Hello, I exist. Let's go see what kind of thoughts a planet has. Learning how to live takes a whole life. And it takes a whole life to learn how to die. Sadly, you're not a green planet. Oh, there's another thing. The sun didn't sing at me. No such things as things.
What I would call a kind of a basic problem we've got to go through first is to understand that there are no such things as things. That is to say, separate things. That is only a way of talking. If you can understand this, you're going to have no further problems. I once asked a group of high school children, what do you mean by a thing? And first of all, they gave me all sorts of synonyms. They said it's an object, which is simply another word for a thing. It doesn't tell you anything about what you mean by a thing. Finally, a very smart girl who was in the group said a thing is a noun. She was quite right. A noun isn't a part of nature, it's a part of speech. There are no nouns in the physical world. There are no separate things in the physical world either. See, the physical world is wiggly. The clouds, mountains, trees, people are all wiggly. And only when human beings get working at things, they build buildings in straight lines and try and make out that the world isn't really wiggly. But here are we sitting in this room all built on straight lines, but each one of us is as wiggly as all get out.
All wiggly. Am I a galaxy? The only reason space exists between us is because you don't see yourself as me. Okay. I found somebody like me. I'm a lenticular galaxy. You are diffuse nebulae. Sounds so pretty. Death is a return to the eternal flow of life, to the fundamental reality of all things. Once this is known, it can be met with a smile. Here we go. You are a feedback sphere. Traveling very fast. We were getting very Space Odyssey 2001. I want to see how fast we can go. That's really cool. I like it. I just want to hear all these things. Everything matters, nothing matters. Everything matters, nothing matters. Zero one zero one zero one zero one zero one zero one. Oh shoot, I missed it. Can I make friends? I want to make friends with all of the shapes. Don't forget that you can dance when you're more than one thing. I am many things. Alright, let's dance. Beautiful. I freaking love this. I think it's so cool. Descend. Because everything is cyclical. You are oxygen. I must admit they made this game really cool. It's very neat. Thoughts are the friction between things and other things. Thoughts would never exist if everything thought it was the same thing. As you go around, listening to things, their thoughts will make impressions on your mind. When you go out and experience life, you'll have your own thoughts, and they will reflect the things that you've listened to and absorb. Just give thinking a go. Just try not to take it too seriously. When the eye is lit up, think by pressing X. Living. It takes a few things. Living it takes a few things. Will achieve neither. Living it takes a few things. Will achieve neither. I don't know if I necessarily understand that sentence. I want to be this brain-looking thing. In fact, I want to be a group of them. You are plant matter. I'm worthless. So what? See you later, punk. Getting hold of the Wiggly world.
Now then, when you want to get control of something that wiggles, it's pretty difficult, isn't it? You try and pick up a fish in your hands, and the fish is wiggly and it slips out. What do you do to get hold of the fish? You use a net. And so the net is the basic thing we have for getting hold of the wiggly world. A net is something regular. And I can number the holes in a net. So many holes up, so many holes across. And if I can number these holes, I can count exactly where each wiggle is in terms of a hole in that net. But in order to do that, I've got to break up the wiggle into bits. I've got to call this a specific bit, and this the next bit of the wiggle, and this the next bit, and this the next bit of the wiggle. And so these bits are things which I mark out in order to talk about the wiggle, in order to measure it, and therefore in order to control it. But in nature, in fact, in the physical world, the wiggle isn't bitted. So the world doesn't come thinged. You and I are all as much continuous with the physical universe as a wave is continuous with the ocean. The ocean waves, and the universe peoples. And as the wave, I wave at you and say, you! The world is waving at me with you. And saying, hi, I'm here. But the way we feel and sense our existence, being based on a myth that we are made, that we are parts, that we are things, our consciousness has been influenced so that each one of us does not feel that. We feel we have been hypnotized, literally hypnotized, by social convention into feeling and sensing that we exist only inside our skins. That we are not the original bang, but just something out on the end of it. And therefore we are scared stiff. Because my wave is going to disappear. And I'm going to die. And that would be awful.
That would be awful. I'm on vacation, and it sucks. My brother just decided he's a planet. Good for your brother. It's it's good to achieve things. Oh, I've been plant matter. What am I? Oh, am I like a strand of DNA? I totally am. What am I now? All these little spongiforms. Rotation. Being now. 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 I am here. Oh, and whatever this is. I am hair. That's weird. I'm pretty. Long before hares were around, far back through the time, all others were the same thing. A something that spread into every other everywhere. A something all others still share, here and now. You may find you aren't just hair, but every other in existence. An expression of this great pattern known as others. Everything secretly knows this, and you know it too. I want to be whatever you are. I'm a skin flake. Gross. I don't know what you are, but I think that you're probably a gross thing, aren't you? Some sort of mite? I don't know what my history is. What? Oh. A theory worth betting on.
You are a fluke. You are a separate event. And you run from the maternity ward to the crematorium, and that's it, baby. Now, why does anybody think that way? There's no reason to, because it isn't even scientific. It's just a myth. And it's invented by people who wanted to feel a certain way. They want to play a certain game. Camus said there is only really one serious philosophical question, which is whether or not to commit suicide. Should you or not commit suicide? This is a good question. Why go on? And you only go on if the game is worth the candle. Now, the universe has been going on for an incredible long time. And so, really, a satisfactory theory of the universe has to be one that's worth betting on. That's it seems to me, absolutely elementary common sense. If you make a theory of the universe which isn't worth betting on, why bother? Just commit suicide. But if you want to go on playing the game, you've got to have an optimal theory for playing the game.
Right. You have to keep going. Alright, well I kind of went in the wrong direction here. Alright, let's go... Oh. I am the Higgs boson. I'm actually not meaning to do this. Whatever, I guess I'm gonna go this way now. Neutron star. Oh, is that a black hole? Can I be that? What happened to my thought? They make a cool noise. You are dark matter. Oh, good. Oh, where'd it go? I absorbed it before I could hear the thing. There it is. Symptomatic of the scheme of things.
If there is any such thing at all as intelligence and love and beauty, well, you found it in other people. In other words, it exists in us as human beings. And as I said, if it is there in us, it is symptomatic of the scheme of things. We are as symptomatic of the scheme of things as the apples are symptomatic of the apple tree or the rose of the rose bush. The earth is not a big rock infested with living organisms, any more than your skeleton is bones infested with cells. The earth is geological, yes, but this geological entity grows people. And our existence on the earth is a symptom of the solar system and its balances, as much as the solar system in turn is a symptom of our galaxy. And our galaxy in its turn is a symptom of the whole company of galaxies. Goodness only knows what that's in.
Goodness only knows. I'm gonna start making a regular snowman here. Whatever discussion that it is that they're playing, in so much as I understand and don't understand, I actually really like it. As you experience all the universe's things, each thing also experiences you. Things leave their mark on you as you leave their mark on things. And somewhere inside you is an impression of everything you've never been. A great memory of things you can revisit any time. And feel what it's like to be them again. You're always free to transform yourself into anything. Transform into something you've already been. Hold E to bring up a transform menu. Huh. Water. So I guess water is the only thing that I've been within, like, this, particular realm. You haven't danced in a while. Well, I need to find a partner if I'm gonna dance. Hey, before you say it, I'm already gorgeous. To be honest, I don't ever need to hear it either. Don't get me wrong, it's not that the food is bad here. It's just that you have to be really hungry if you want to eat it. Am I the only frog in this area? One system of behavior.
When, as a scientist, you describe the behavior of a living organism, you try to say what a person does. It's the only way in which you can describe what a person is. Describe what they do. Then you find out that in making this description, you cannot confine yourself to what happens inside the skin. In other words, you can't talk about a person walking unless you start describing the floor. Because when I walk, I don't just dangle my legs in empty space. I move in relationship to a room. And so in order to describe what I'm doing when I'm walking, I have to describe the room. I have to describe the territory. So in describing my talking at the moment, I can't describe this just as a thing in itself, because I'm talking to you. And so what I'm doing at the moment is not completely described unless your being here is described also. So if that is necessary, if, in other words, in order to describe my behavior, I have to describe your behavior and the behavior of the environment, it means that we've really got one system of behavior. That what I am involves what you are. I don't know who I am unless I know who you are. And you don't know who you are unless you know who I am. In other words, we're not separate. We define each other. We're all backs and fronts to each other. We and our environment, and all of us and each other, are interdependent systems. We know who we are in terms of other people. We all lock together. And this is, again and again, the serious scientific description of how things happen. And any good scientist knows that what you call the external world is as much you as your own body.
I am becoming everything. Wait, what? You'll be right back. I tried to sing as all of those things and it wouldn't do it. Your frame rate is still very low. Oh, that's what it is. That's fine, I understand. I guess this is the easiest thing to do to like expand the types of things that you are. We're the best forest of spruces anywhere in the world. I've seen other forests around, but they don't cut it. I mean, some of them are cute. I'll grant you that. There was this one spruce I saw a while back that I wanted to get to know. He seemed kinda into me, but winter came and that was the end of that. Okay, but laws, no ends, but laws. No ends, but they don't know what my history is. That was incredibly difficult to read. Probably like the worst aspects of anything that I've seen so far. Alright, I can drop a few things. Alright, let's become something else. It's time to start becoming all of the trees. Almost like a very Katamari type game. You. It is very creative in the way that it prevents you from doing things. But here's the thing. A whirlpool.
Your skin doesn't separate you from the world. It's a bridge through which the external world flows into you, and you flow into it. Just, for example, as a whirlpool in water, you could say because you have a skin, you have a definite shape, you have a definite form. The whirlpool is a definite form, but no water stays put in it. The whirlpool is something the stream is doing. And exactly the same way, the whole universe is doing each one of us. And I see you today, and I recognize you tomorrow, just as I would recognize a whirlpool in a stream. I'd say, oh yes, I've seen that whirlpool before. It's just near so-and-so's house on the edge of the river, and it's always there. So in the same way, when I meet you tomorrow, I recognize you. You're the same whirlpool you were yesterday. But you're moving. The whole world is moving through you. All the cosmic rays, all the food you're eating, the stream of steaks and milk and eggs and everything is just flowing right through you. When you're wiggling the same way, the world is wiggling, the stream is wiggling you. But the problem is, you see, we haven't been taught to feel that way. The myths underlying our culture and underlying our common sense have not taught us to feel identical with the universe, but only parts of it, only in it, only confronting it, aliens. And we are, I think, quite urgently in need of coming to feel that we are the eternal universe, each one of us. Otherwise, we're going to go out of our heads. We're going to commit suicide, collectively, courtesy of H-bombs. And All right. Supposing we do, well, that will be that, and it'll be life making experiments on other galaxies. Maybe they'll find a better game.
That's heavy. Alright, we need to become something else. How about you? Actually. Oh, says not right now. Yes, I can be a penguin. Nice noise. You are penguin. I'll get bigger eventually. I want to be this hut. You are Roundhouse. Are there any other roundhouses? Hi Jason, I was wondering where you got to. By now you've been able to see a lot of here. See a lot here, but not everything. When you first arrived here, there was a golden object in front of you. Do you remember it? It might feel distant now, but it's still there. This is a gate, made by things who weren't able to see how you see. Many things entered it, but weren't able to come back out. So we kept it locked. I'm going to open it for you. But it's up to you if you want to enter. Good luck and take care. Return to where you began. You can now descend into the Golden Gate. Oh. 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 Things that happen to us.
I wonder if it's ever struck you how curious a thing it is that most of the things that we experience we regard as things that happen to us, which we ourselves do not originate, which are events expressing some sort of power or activity that is external to ourselves. And if you consider that, you realize that what you mean by yourself is rather narrowly circumscribed. Even events that go on in our own bodies are put in the category of things that happen to us in the same way as things that go on in the world outside our skins. If there's a thunderstorm or an earthquake, well, it happens to you. You're not responsible for it. But so in the same way, when you have hiccups, you didn't plan on it. If you have belly rumbles, you had no intention of doing it. And as to the catastrophic act of getting born, well, you had nothing to do with that. And you can spend all your life blaming your parents for putting you in the situation in which you find yourself. And this way of looking at the world in this sort of passive mood as something that happens to you goes right down to our general feeling about life. It goes down to the way in which we have been accustomed to look at human existence as a precarious event in the cosmos that, on the whole, is depicted as being completely unsympathetic and alien to our existence.
Completely. Another rough grass told me about the summer, but I wasn't expecting it to be so beautiful. Communicator. Come home with me. All right. Dirt particle. There's so many things to be. Outside and inside, ascend and descend. Not really a part of all this.
If you're reared with a 20th century, or shall we say an early 20th century common sense, which is based on the philosophy of science of the 19th century, you regard yourself as an accident, a biological accident, in a stupid universe, which is mechanical, but has no feelings. A vast, pointless gyration of radioactive rocks and gas in which you happen to occur. Of course, if you don't have that point of view and you are more traditional, you look upon yourself as a child of God, and therefore under authority. In other words, there's a big boss on top of all this. And you better watch your P's and Q's, because that Almighty is looking after you, with the attitude of this is going to hurt me more than it's going to hurt you. And when you look at the world in that image, or in the other image that it's a stupid mechanism, either point of view you take, you don't really belong. You're not really part of all this. Or to put it in the strongest possible way, it is quite alien to our thought that the external world, which is defined as something that happens to you, and your body itself as something that you got caught up with, it is quite alien to consider all that as you yourself. Because you see, we have such a myopic view of what oneself is.
Uh, should I be this here? I am Bluebell. I wish to be something larger. There we go. Now I can become all the continents. Now I can become all of these. If I can't descend into it, I'm going to ascend into it. Or sand planet. Alright, I see some more planetoids over here. Bonder.
microscope and see it a certain way. You can look at it with the naked eye and see it in a certain way. You look at it with a telescope and you see it in another way. Now, which level of magnification is the correct one? Well, obviously, they're all correct. They're just different points of view. When we examine our bloodstreams under a microscope, we see there's one hell of a fight going on. All sorts of microorganisms are chewing each other up. And if we got overly fascinated with our view of our own bloodstreams in the microscope, we should start taking sides, which would be fatal, because the health of our organism depends on the continuance of this battle. What is, in other words, conflict at one level of magnification is harmony at a higher level. Now, could it possibly be, therefore, that we, with all our problems, conflicts, neuroses, sicknesses, political outrages, wars, tortures, and everything that goes on in human life, are a state of conflict, which can be seen in a larger perspective as a situation of harmony?
Ascendant. Where are we this time? A planetary system. Eternity is the dimension of here and now, and nothing else. To experience it is the function of life, and you're doing it. Oh. What was that? It's a good way to, like, obtain everything. I'm an elliptical galaxy. I sing so beautifully. Events with intervals between them.
And you could say, aha, at last I see, I got the point. I've seen how all this makes sense. But what this insight depended upon was your overcoming the illusion that space separates things. That is to say, the space, the interval between your body and mine. The interval created by birth at one end and death at the other. And then after somebody's death, then somebody else's birth. These are events with intervals between them. And normally we regard these intervals in time and these intervals in space as having no importance, no function. We tend to see the universe itself as really consisting in all the stars and galaxies. That's what it is. That's what we notice. But the space in which all this happens is sort of written off as something that isn't really there. But what one has to realize is that the space is an essential function of the things in the space. After all, you can't have separate stars unless there is a space around. Eliminate the space and you will see you couldn't have this phenomenon at all. And vice versa. You couldn't have the space. They wouldn't be there in any sense whatsoever if there weren't the bodies in it. So the bodies in the space and the space are two aspects of a single continuum. They're related together in exactly the same way as a back and a front. And you just don't get one without the other.
You just don't get one without the other. I'm a gemstone. He's like, nope. Oh, look. I am Acorn. Spanish onion. Strawberry. All right. There's so many different things. I've got to be careful here. Space
so the moment you see
constructed.
that intervals, that space is connective, you can understand at once how you are not just to be exclusively defined as a flash of consciousness that occurs between two eternal darknesses. That you consider that in the darkness that comes before your birth, there was no you, and in the eternal darkness that follows your death, there is likewise no you. And I'm going to discuss these matters not by appealing to any special spooky knowledge, as if I had been traveling on the higher planes and knew all my previous incarnations and therefore could tell you authoritatively that you are much more than this individuality. I'm going to do it on a basis of complete common sense, that everybody has access to the facts.
Everybody has access to the facts. I am alpaca. Sun is always cold. It makes me cold. And things just get colder and colder. You have a terribly negative outlook on life, Mr. Tree. I'm really enjoying the sun this afternoon. Good for you. I can't seem to get back. No, I actually want to be that. Oh. I am a pile of books. Oh, I love it. I am a wooden fence.
Life is a pattern of immense complexity. And what you call yourself as a living organism, say, I am my whole body at the very least. Now, what is that body? That body is recognizable, and I recognize my friends when I meet them again, and you recognize me. Although the last time any of you saw me, I was absolutely something entirely different from what I am now. Just as the flame of a candle is never a constant. A flame of a candle is a stream of hot gas. Only you say the flame of the candle as if it were a constant. Well, it is a recognizably constant pattern. But in exactly the same way, we are all constant patterns. And that's all we are. The only thing constant about us at all is the doing rather than the being. It's the way we behave, the way we dance. Only there's no we that dances. There's just the dancing. There is no thing that whirlpools. There is the whirlpool. And in the same way, each one of us is a very, very delightfully complex undulation of the energy of the whole universe.
I really like the things that they say. Is this all I ever Will be. I thought I'd be a little taller. And have at least a novel or two out by now. Life sucks. Get used to it, buddy. Shell. There's so many things. I've gotten quite a few achievements from this game so far. How is there still plant matter that I've never seen? Sing. Bond with what you are. Scallop shell. Ew. Can I do better than this? I don't know. But I'm trying. And I'll keep trying. I got boobs, that's whatever, that's what I know. You are Venus. There we go. The process of growth.
The process of growth. The basic process of biology is one in which lower orders are always being superseded by higher orders. But the lower order can never figure out, or only very rarely figure out, what the higher order is that's taking over. And may see it as a terrible threat, as total disaster, as the very end, but can never be aware that the principle of growth always has and always will continue, because that's what's going on. But you never know what the next step is going to be, because if you did know, you wouldn't take it, because it would already be past. Do you understand this? That any certainly known future is an event of which we can say, you've had it. And in that sense, it's past. When we play a game, the outcome of the game becomes certain. We at that point cancel the game and begin a new one. Because the whole zest of the thing, which takes me back to the idea that this whole thing is a hide-and-seek game, is that you don't know what the next order coming up is.
Well, oh. We're gonna end it here. As Turtle. Either way, thank you for watching. This was a lot of fun. I don't know if I'll come back to this. I don't know how much more I can get out of it, but I had a lot of fun with it. Anyway, hopefully you can at least enjoy this as relaxation and calming. Because that's basically what I see it as. Anyway, have a nice day, everybody. Bye for now.